with me. I'm on my way to a star. Come along.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry Como Show. Thank you are the guests of...
Singing all day long, hi-ho, 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 or if you're feeling low, you positively can't go wrong with a hi-ho. We work, 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 work in a shop the whole day through. To work, work, work is what we like to do. And while we work, we always sing, for when you swing, there ain't but a thing.
Tattoo, hey, whistle and cruise. Hi-ho,
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 to make your troubles go. Hi-ho,
hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-ho,
hi-ho,
hi-ho,
for if you're feeling low.
Oh, oh, oh. Whistle while you work. Put on that grin and start right into
Did
whistle
very well
loud
this
and
morning.
long. Just blow a merry tune. Do your best and take a rest and sing yourself a song.
When there's too much to do, don't let it bother you. Forget your trouble, just try to be careful. Take it
And
easy.
whistle while you work. Come on, get smart, tune up and start to whistle while you work. You owe a lot of dough. We've got the bills for all these frills.
I know, I owe. My funds are getting low. I hate to say I cannot pay. I ho, so whistle for your dough. I whistle for your dough. Hey, Gray, how do I get out of this mess? Gray. You see, David, you too can be as strong as Daddy. Now eat your spinach. As for the rest of you, while we're clearing off this mess, I'd like to say good evening, and as you know, we tried to bring you some people think that you might enjoy. Last week, we had a letter that I would like to read. It says, Dear Perry, we think you could have a wonderful show if your guests were George Gobel, Jeff Chandler, the Mills Brothers, and John Scott Trotter. Sincerely yours, George Gobel, Jeff Chandler, the Mills Brothers, and John Scott Trotter. This Trotter is a pretty big man, but it sort of averages up because along with him he brought a very dear little old buddy of ours, little old Georgie Gobel. Georgie Gobel.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, fellas, now here we go. Everybody ready? A 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Just a minute. There must be a mistake.
Now, look, Perry, don't just a minute, there must be a mistake here, me. Because I have been on this show before, and I never got a chance to sing, and I'm going to take care of that right now. Okay, fellas, here we go. Now, a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Georgie, you're not going to get Mitch's band to play with that 1 and a 2 and a 3 bit.
No?
To have this band play, you got to say first race, second race, third race, eh?
Well, who needs that Mitchell Ayers anyway? I brought my own leader, you know, John Scott Trotter. Are you there, Uncle John?
George, you didn't have to bring John Scott Trotter.
Oh, yeah, I did, Perry. You see, me and him are halvies on a Diners Club card.
Yeah, but we have Mitchell Ayers.
A two-name orchestra leader? Oh, Perry, you got no chance.
Well, if you were around rehearsal this afternoon, you would have heard the two names.
Well, all right. Uncle John, would you conduct the band, please? I'd like to do this number now.
Yes,
Ready?
George. Gentlemen, here we go.
Well, now, I heard that this was a quiet show, but this is ridiculous.
Excuse me, John.
Yes, Mitch.
I think the fellas are a little awed by that suit. Aren't you, fellas?
But Mitch, in Hollywood, all the leaders dress like this. We like to give the show class.
Really? Yes. Tell me more. Come on, tell me more.
Hey, there goes my song.
George, I didn't know you wanted to sing well on our show. You're such a delightful comedian. I would be a waste of time and talent not to have you talk. Now, forget about singing.
Oh, now, you're a little scared, buddy boy? Can't stand a little competition, huh?
I am not a scared buddy boy. Every fellow with a guitar isn't a threat, you know.
Well, now, just check this action one time. Love me tender, love me long, let me sing my song. Now, you see there? Even that cameraman is afraid to take a full-length shot of me.
Well, after that audition, George, I'm sure that I can find a place for you on the show, but a little later.
A little later. Okay, don't call us. You'll call me. I know the bit. Okay. Love me, tender, love me.
All right, Mitchie. First race, second race, third race. down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when the stars above came out to play. Now as I wander, my thoughts ever stray south of the border, down Mexico way. She was a picture in old Spanish lace. Just for a tender while I kissed a smile upon her face. For it was fiesta, and we were so gay. South of the border, down to Mexico way. Then she sighed as she whispered, mañana, never dreaming that we were partners. And I lied as I whispered, mañana, for tomorrow never came. South of the border, I rode back one day. There in a veil of white, by the candlelight, she knelt to pray. The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay. South of the border, down to Mexico. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you very much. You've heard us mention letters, stacks and stacks of letters. Well, one of our sponsors has been getting some nice letters, too. That is George, Dr. George A. Bunting, a man who originated one of the most wonderful products, and one that we've been telling you about, Noxzema. Friends, this week we're very lucky to have one of Hollywood's most distinguished actors with us, a very handsome leading man whose latest picture, a thing called Drango, will soon open in theaters across the country. I saw a preview of that picture the other night, and I know it's going to make him many, 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 many more fans. And here he is. It's a pleasure to present, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Chandler. Jeff Chandler.
How are you, sir?
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
Well, here we are, Mutt and Jeff. And about that picture, Jeff, that Drango.
Oh, well, thank you, Perry. Thank you for what you said about it. But right now, it's time for my song, if you don't mind. So would you, huh?
You mean, what's this with everybody? You two?
Well, you remember it was agreed that I would sing?
Oh, that's right. And come to think of it, you started out as a singer. Is that correct?
Well, sort of, yes. I auditioned for Benny Goodman. He turned me down. Then I tried for the Dorsey Band and for Harry James, and I couldn't make any of them. So before I knew it, I was a Hollywood star.
That's it. It was just my luck then that Ted Weems liked me, or today I might have been a tall, handsome, white-haired Hollywood star.
Well, now, they tell me your show is in color, but your hair is in black and white. Well, Perry, if you don't mind, I would like to do my song now. Would it be all right with you?
I suppose you brought your own orchestra leader?
I certainly did. Mitchell Scott Ayers. Are you there, Papa Mitch? Any Perry? And I also have the Louis Dupont dancers, so if you don't mind terribly, Perry, would you just excuse us?
Just take away his beautiful white hair, and what would you have? A tall Yul Brenner.
my heart. There goes the one I love. There goes the girl I wasn't worthy of. There goes my happiness. It couldn't be. There goes somebody else in place of me. Goodbye, romance. It couldn't last somehow. I had my chance, but it's all over now. I never thought that she would pass me by. There goes my heart, and here am I. Goodbye, romance. It couldn't last somehow. I had my chance, but it's all over now. I never thought that she would pass me by. There goes my heart, and here am I.
Well, you got a very fine voice, Jeff. I enjoyed it very much.
Well, thank you, sir. That's very kind of you.
Okay, Uncle John, now here we go. We'll take it right from the top for 8 bars and then repeat the first ending and go right to the coda for the reprise and skip the obligato, but be sure you start with the cadenza.
What are those, musical terms?
Well, I wasn't giving him instructions on how to get to an Italian restaurant. All right, now, you all set, Uncle John? Here we go. A 1 and a 2 and...
Buddy.
Hmm?
I told you you'd sing, but later.
Now, Perry, you're getting me real confused now. I'm asking you a simple question now. When do I sing? Now, I ask you when. Many people are wondering when, and I'm asking you now, when do I sing?
Hair. In a eeny, meeny, miny minute.
Is it on your word as a gentleman and a barber?
It is, sir.
All right.
Now, wait. Do you think you have good enough voice to sing on this show?
Do I think I have a... I just dare you to come downstairs and sing.
George, this is Jeff Chandler.
Is that Chandler or Chandelier?
Oh, George, Jeff Chandler. How are you?
Oh, certainly. I know him. I see all your pictures.
Oh?
Do you remember that picture you made where you were a Marine captain and you and your troop landed on an island in the Pacific and the Japanese killed all your men and then you killed all the Japanese single-handed, took back the island and won the war? You remember when you were in that picture?
Yep.
You lie. That was John Wayne.
But when do I sing?
Now... Well, I guess I made an American out of him, didn't I? Now, when do I sing my song?
Well, I'll tell you what we do, George. Now, right now, suppose we do a commercial now, or we'll leave it up to the audience. Now, those in favor of having George sing will applaud, and those in favor of having a commercial will applaud. So we'll start out. Those in favor of George singing a song, please applaud. Now, all of those in favor of hearing a commercial applaud, please. And now there's a bloody tie if I ever heard it. So it looks like the sponsor wins, so we'll have a commercial, right?
Look, I think I got a rusty shuffle here, Perry. I just have a funny feeling that the game was rigged. There's something kinky going on here, and I aim to find out about it. I'll take it to Washington. I'll take it right to Congress. I'll go further than that. I'll take it right out onto the golf course is what I'll do. You fellows don't have to think you're... All right, now, don't get smart, you guys. Who do you think you are?
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might get the wish I wish tonight.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. And if your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star as dreamers do. Fate is kind, she brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing, like a bolt out of the blue. Fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true. Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret love. Their secret longing, like a bolt out of the blue. Fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. You're very kind. Our next guests are probably the busiest quartet in show business. Between making records and personal appearances, they manage now and then to do a TV show, and we're very happy that they found the time to sneak us in tonight because next Monday they're opening here at a wonderful club at Ben Maxick's. Maxick's, is it? Town and Country Club in Brooklyn. Now, here now. You're entertained by four wonderful people and four great music makers, the Mills Brothers. Mills Brothers.
in Spain, they say si, si. In France, you'll hear wee, wee. Every little Dutch girl says ya, ya. Every little lady stop says stop. But sweetheart, tell me why won't say yes in any language to me when we'll say C. Here's a little knowledge, quite good. Maybe it won't help you, but it should. You can't go places unless you learn how Latin to say yes. That educational, inspirational, most sensational, yes. The lazy river by the old mill dam. The lazy river in the noonday sun. Linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Trouble me your troubles, dream a dream with me. Oh, up the lazy river where the robin's song awaits till bright new morning, where we can move along. Blue skies up above, everyone's in love. Up the lazy river, how happy you could be. Up the lazy river with me. Oh, up the lazy river by the old mill run. A lazy, lazy river in the noonday sun. Lingered in the shade of a kind old tree. Away your troubles, dream a dream with me. Up the lazy river where the robin song awaits the night new morning, where we can move along. Blue skies up above, everyone's in love. Up the lazy river, how happy you could be. Up the lazy river with me. Oh, the lazy river with me. Oh, baby, I'm like my friend, like my man. And if you sing, well, give it a fling. And that was not ever one humming a thing. The melodies come between any beat. And if you can swing, it's got a good beat. And that's the big thing to make it complete. But everyone's swinging today. So we're going to verse one. It's not for Sammy K. Hey, hey, hey. It's over verse one. It's got to swing that sway, baby. And Mr. Les Brown, taking me now. Harry Anthony, he could rock it for me, no doubt. Oh, it's all plus one.
Here is our very good friend, Arlene Francis, speaking for S&H Green Stamps.
Well, Jeff, what do you think?
Oh, Perry, those Mills brothers are just the greats, that's all.
You know, a funny thing about that, too, after all these years, nobody has come up with a style anywhere near theirs.
Okay, Uncle John, now here we go. We'll do my song right now because there's nothing going out here now anyway. Now, everybody ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
Sure.
Oh.
Buddy, you wouldn't want to follow those fellas, would you? I know I wouldn't want to follow them.
No, I know you wouldn't want to follow those fellas, but I want to tell you this, fella. It doesn't necessarily follow that I don't want to follow those fellas. As a matter of fact, us three fellas could follow them four fellas if we had one more fella to follow them with. You follow me, fella?
This may not seem hilarious to you folks, but all week he's been driving the cue card boy right out of his mind. You know?
Perry, wait a minute. I think maybe George has an idea. Why don't we try to do a Mills Brothers act? Could we find another guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, is Ray Charles back there? You see, Becker's been waiting all week for this. Ray Charles.
That's the man.
Fellow's been shaving himself all day, huh?
Right. Looks nice and clean, too, doesn't he?
Well, I'll tell you what. What were you going to say, Ray?
You think we fellas can follow those fellas?
We've already
Do they
done that
follow?
bit. We've done that bit.
Well, at last I get to sing a song here.
Oh, sure it does, but I got a little news for you. You're the Mills brother who plays guitar. You don't sing.
Well, now, I think that's pretty shifty. I don't know. Don't I? Of course, you realize that none of this is really true because Perry has a reputation for treating everyone who comes on this show very nicely. Until tonight. All right, here we go. Gotta get a good hold on it.
Up the lazy river by the old mill run, the lazy, lazy river in the noonday sun. I linger in the shade of a kind old tree. Hold the tiger, 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 hold the tiger. Awaits a bright new morning where we can loaf along. Blue sky up above, everyone's in love. Hold the tiger, hold the tiger, hold the tiger. Up the lazy river where the robin song awaits a bright new morning where we can love along. Hold the tiger, 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 hold the tiger. Up the lazy river with me.
And now for my solo number tonight. You missed me. So I have this little number that I do, and the main reason I want to sing it is not because I figure I'm such a good singer, but I know my folks will get a kick out of it. My father has always been in show business, or, well, not exactly in show business. I say he was in show business. He was in a business that reminded you of show business, but not very much. I'll tell you what he was. He was a flapjack flipper in a waffle shop there, and he stood in the window flipping flapjacks. That's sort of like, of course, that's the way he met my mother. He was standing there flipping flapjacks, and he's a pretty good old flapjack flipper, too, my father was. And one day my mother came by, and she was sort of intrigued by all this, and she watched him, and the way they got acquainted, he couldn't talk to her through the window, so he wrote his name in maple syrup on the window, and also his phone number. And it worked out pretty, you know, that of course, the syrup ran a little bit, and for the first 3 or 4 weeks, she thought she was going out with a fellow named Gobel. But it was all right, you know. And then they finally sold the waffle shop, and they turned it into a bar and grill. The people had bought it, but they kept my father on as a bartender. And he wasn't as good a bartender as he was a flapjack flipper, but he put a little showmanship into his bartending, too. You know, he got to where he could flip them martinis pretty good. And then the martinis got to flipping him pretty good. And he gradually drifted out of show business. But I've got this song that I'm going to sing for you here now, and I'm going to accompany myself on the guitar. And I'm not the best guitar player in the world, so I don't want anybody getting all excited or anything like that. You know, I never took any lessons or anything like that. I just taught myself. And I don't play very good, but that's because I'm not a very good teacher. Anyway, here's a song. Uncle John, if you're going to have trouble with that band, all you'll have to do is just play a chord at the very end, and you'll know it's the end because I'll hold my foot up like that. There was once a poor young maid who left her country home and came to the city to seek employment. She had to leave her home because the wolf was at the door. And her father had fallen down and hurt his knee. Just before she left her home, her sweetheart, whose name was Jack, said, I sadly fear that you will not be true. And so she had to promise him before she left her home that each night at 8 o'clock she would burst into tears. Upon arriving in the city, she was riding on a streetcar when a man got up and offered her his seat. But she refused his offer with scorn, for she saw that he wore a ring. And she didn't know but what he might be a married man. Then in strode the conductor and said, I knew you would be true. And he tore off his false whiskers, and it was Jack. Are there any questions? And that night she got a letter saying her father's knee was better. And an aunt had died and left her $58,000. Oh, Perry, you shouldn't have done it. But it's better than dying on your own show.
John, I'd like to say that you just look wonderful since you took off all that weight.
I feel great, Perry. Hungry, but great.
How much did you take off?
About 75 pounds.
And I think Mitch found it. I wonder if you could give Mitch a few pointers on how to lose some weight.
I'd be glad to, Perry.
Would you do that
Sure,
for me?
sure.
It would improve his golf game, certainly.
Oh.
Mitch, would you waddle over here, please?
Yes, Perry, what is it?
I just want you to take a look at John Scott Trotter.
Please, not when I'm eating, Perry.
Hey, Georgia, huh? It should happen to you. Look how nice he looks.
Well, Perry, you mean I'm fat?
Sure you're fat.
Well, I don't think so. Feel the muscles here. I don't think there's any fat here.
There are mussels here, Perry. And lobsters and clams and tuna fish and mayonnaise.
Another thing, Mitch, you know, eating those sandwiches and all this coffee all day, that doesn't help your weight any.
Well, Perry, this isn't coffee. You know, this is double rich malted milk.
Double rich malted milk. Why don't you stop eating so much and try to look like Trotter?
Well, Perry, if I stop eating, I won't look like Trotter. I'll look like Gallup.
I beg your pardon. It has occurred to me that it's most fortunate that Mr. Trotter has lost some weight, because if he hadn't, he and Mr. Ayers standing together would cause the stage to break.
Well, here it comes. Go, fatty.
We don't need a stage break. We do need a station break. We'll be back before you can say French fried potatoes, lemon meringue pie, banana split with whipped cream, spaghetti smothered with meat sauce, strawberry shortcake, double egg chocolate, malted milk.
Right now, friends.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Como.
What, another station break, Frank?
No, this is a break for you. There's a gentleman here to see you, Mr. Jack O'Brien, the syndicated television columnist of the New York Journal American.
Oh. Jack, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Perry.
And what is the bit?
Well, there's 3 bits, Perry. For the first time in the history of Radio and Television Daily's All-American poll of television critics and radio critics, 452 newspapers all over the country, one man has won 3 of its major prizes. And that man Perry Como.
Well, thank you, Jack.
The first one is for the male vocalist of the year in television.
Thanks, Jack.
Second is for the best musical show in television. And here's one I like particularly myself. It's for television's Man of the Year, Perry Como.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jack, but I don't know exactly what to say. Of course, my deepest thanks to the people on the newspapers, and I'm also very grateful to you people who watch our show every week, and for your acceptance of our efforts. And I don't know what else to say. I'm stuck.
Well, if I were stuck with your voice, I'd sing my column, Perry. Congratulations.
Good night, Jack. Thanks. Well, I don't know, I didn't do that too well, did I? I could have said a lot of things, but tonight, while I'm laying in bed and I can't fall asleep, I'll think of many, many things that I should have said right now, but all I can think of right now is thanks to all of you. Thanks, Father.
Letters, we get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters. Dear Perry, would you be so kind to fill a request and sing the song I like best?
Is it a sin? Is it a crime? Loving you, dear, like I do. If it's a crime, then I'm guilty. Guilty of loving you. Maybe I'm wrong, dreaming of you. Dreaming the whole night through. If it's a crime, then I'm guilty. Guilty of dreaming of you. What can I do? What can I say after I've taken the blame? You say we're through, you'll go your way, but I'll always feel just the same. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, loving you, dear, like I do. If it's a crime, then I'm guilty. Guilty of loving you. It's only a paper moon, sailing over a cardboard sea. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. If I love you, time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't
come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go with the mist of day. Never, never to know how I'd love you if I
Barry, time
Jeff?
to say goodnight, and thank you for a very wonderful week in your company.
Thank you, Jeff. It was nice of you to come over. I know you're very busy now that you're an independent producer.
Well, we do have to rush back to the coast because we've got to plan our next production. Say, why don't you come out to California? Maybe we could do a picture together, one of those Indian pictures.
Oh, come on, Jeff. I wouldn't make a good Indian.
Well, I don't know why not. You spent a good many years scalping people. Good night, Barry.
Good night, Jeff. Hey, Herr Donald. Just wonderful having you on our show, and nice working with you always.
It's been wonderful being on your show. I hope we get a chance to do it again.
Thank you. That's a date. And by the way, how did you like our imitation of you?
Barry, it's been wonderful being on your show. I hope we get a chance to do it again.
Good night. Good night, fellas. John, before you go,
Are you sure this is no cow salami?
Eat it, John. It's good for you. Eat it. It's better.
and we wave good night to old John Scott Trotter as he sinks slowly back into the scales. Georgie?
Good night, Pear. Thank you.
You know, there's one thing I want to tell you. George is going to be in town for about 3 weeks. Is that right?
That's right.
You're going to do your shows from
We're
here?
going to do 3 shows from here.
From 6B at our Radio City. Is that correct?
That's right.
Now, would you, before you go, maybe you'd like to say goodnight to the folks or something?
I would like that, Perry.
All
I
right,
really would.
buddy.
I would like to say good night. And friends, if you like my performance, remember my name is George Gobel, and I can be seen on this network Saturday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Oh, and if you didn't like my performance tonight, my name is Love Me.
I still have a couple of minutes to say that next week on our show we have the very wonderful lady of the stage, Miss Helen Travel. From the Broadway hit, Lil Abner, we have 2 very, very nice people, Edie Adams and Peter Palmer, as Daisy May and Lil Abner. And from the Copacabana, a very fine gentleman, wonderful comic, Joey Bishop. So if you have nothing better to do, we'd like you to join us then. It was certainly wonderful being with you for the past half hour. We hope you enjoyed it. And we have a couple of seconds here. One of our boys, this, in spite of some of the things that might happen between us, our cast, I mean, underneath it all, we kind of work things out among ourselves. And it's one of our boys who's being promoted as of tonight. He's going over to another show. And you've seen him out here before, and I'd like his wife and children to know about his promotion so he can't be pulling any funny stuff at home, you know? I'd like a nice round of applause for a real nice boy. He's our stage manager here. Bobby, come on out. See, he knows all the tricks already. Look how he upstages me. That's it. This way, Bobby. Have a nice weekend, friends, and we'll see you next week. We blew all the credits here, but you know who the people are that are responsible for our show, huh? Mitch, shall we? You are never far away. And good luck to you, Bobby.
Thank you very, very much.
Now, not to keep that.
Mr. Frank Gallup.